Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing God of War 3 on Chaos difficulty, and this is my no upgrade run plus for the said title. And we are on part 12 of the walkthrough / guide, and this is the Cronos boss fight. So if you hear any buzzing, that's because I'm rendering the previous part whilst recording this. And not too bad of a fight. It's well, what issues do I have here? The main issues I have occur later, and I'll just address it at that point. But it's still doable. All this is very doable. It's given. It used to be my favorite fight, but it's just kind of short, and I've done it so many times. Like you really start to weary of the game after so long. Like even this part, I think these parts are bullshit here, because just the weird hit that he does that launches himself madly, and that it's just really bizarre. And then you've got the slow swipe with the square button, and then you've got the grab, which is probably the safest thing to do on all those sequences. So I hope you're enjoying the guide. We're coming up on the Scorpius boss fight. It's going to be pretty hellacious if I remember correctly. And then you have your first of many checkpoints over here. When he does his breath like that, just gauge it. If you're too close over to the left, you're not going to be able to avoid it. And it's just that old game conceit of it's going to attack where you just were. So when he does this, if you're out of the range of the dust cloud, you don't have to participate in that quick time event. But as you can see there, I have no risk of it. Like, this looks a little close, but if you're over to the right enough and you see him doing that, then you could quickly go over to the left. And then looks like he's going to do the breath again, so I'm going to go over here. It does kill lackeys. I guess the lackeys are kind of a necessary evil sometimes, because I know what they were probably thinking. If you just put the player in the scenario where he's avoiding everything and going for those swipes, it's one of those things where it's too easy without lackeys, and that's the problem, and that's why they probably put lackeys in games. But my response to that would be just make different challenges and make harder challenges, make harder pitfalls, and you don't need lackeys. I think it was when I was playing on Ninja Gaiden Sigma. I'm not sure on what difficulty the first boss, Mirai, starts getting lackeys. It's probably on hard, but I think that was in my early days of my other channel, and I was just starting to play games again. And I think that was when I really started to question, like, why the fuck are these guys here when I'm trying to fight a boss? So I think that's one of the genesis. I know that's not the plural of it, but fuck it. I'm hotter than shit. It's 100 degrees here, but I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying this campaign. I do have a headache, but I took some strong medicine, so we should be able to abrogate that pain pretty soon. No pain, no gain. So yeah, just grab kill these guys. It's very effective because it has a lot of range. And then we'll be going up. And a word of warning over here. I think I did take a hit from the Stone Talos monsters, but it was because of these fucking lackeys over here that it happened. Yeah, I was stuck on this part for a few hours, like probably like 2 hours. The last time, I'm serious, it was like 2 hours, because I was meticulously killing all the lackeys, and I couldn't do it for like 45 minutes, so they came back. It was like, whenever I say like 2 hours or an hour, just subtract like especially 2 hours, just subtract a half hour. That's probably what it was. And if I say it's an hour, just subtract 15 minutes. But yeah, I think I did take a hit from these lackeys, but I was trying to deal with the lackeys, not the monsters here. So I just said, you know what? I haven't had to edit anything so far, and we're just going to keep it in here, because it wasn't because it was my lack of skill that got me hit. It was because I was being distracted by a lackey. And from this period on, I'm not sure how many of these guys we fight. Probably not too many, because we're going to be fighting the upgraded form of them. But the gray ones with the moss and the sometimes caved in heads have a lot less HP, especially if you're using the fists. So at this point, they're going to drop like 30 of these. How many? No, it looks like 20. Like 20 of these guys. So I would actually drop magic here, because you're not going to need it anywhere else. And this part here, I don't like this part, because they're going to put you on the side, and you can't cast magic, and you've got to wait until he turns his palm so that we're standing instead of hanging here. So drop magic as fast as you can. That is really fucking frustrating and loud, that sound. And I know why it is. It's because I'm rendering, and it's also because I'm viewing this commentary. I mean, I'm not viewing the commentary. You can't view a commentary. God, this headache's pretty bad. It's because I'm watching the video that I put together here in best quality, and it's having a hard time. It's struggling to keep up. Because even though I spec'd my computer out really high, I wasn't making it with the gaming. I didn't make it with gaming in mind and rendering files in mind. Although it should competently render 5 files at once without any render lag, but it doesn't, because these games are getting more and more intense. So at this point, you want to do the quick roll up the guy's arm. Get up here. The main reason that noise pisses me off, that the fan, is because it shouldn't. Not because of the sound. It's just that I know that it shouldn't be struggling when it is. Piece of fucking shit. Damn it all to hell. That is. I wonder how many decibels that is. That's pretty high up in the decibels. I don't have a decibel reader though. They should make an app for that. I was thinking about apps, and every time on my I have an Android HTC M8 and every fucking time I travel, because I'm holding the phone and carrying it and moving it, my home screen gets displaced, and the icons on the home screen they either get to another screen or they just disappear. And the reason is because, like, you inadvertently move things and shuffle things when you don't want to. And I think a really good app would be to have an app so that what your home screen is locked like that, without it being able to be adjusted until you like take the lock off. But I don't think they could do that. It's a responsibility of the phone to do that, not an app. But I remember the last time I was talking here, I was talking about a show called Millennium. If you've ever seen it, it was originally the original executive director was Chris Carter, and then he assigned control of season 2 to Glenn Morgan and James Wong, and they essentially ruined the show But if you want a really good television show to watch, you can't watch it on Hulu or Amazon even, and there's no episodes on YouTube, so you'd have to buy the DVDs. But season 1 of Millennium was I was there for the premiere in 1996, and it was a life-changing show. It was so great. But I wanted to bring that up since I brought it up the last time, and I didn't unprivatize this video where I was talking about it. But it stars Lance Henriksen. It was about serial killers, and then it got into the science fiction kind of shit in season 2 and season 3. I mean, even season 1 had pretty radical elements. But look here, our rage meter's draining here, so you have to use it here. Because when I came out of this fight, I realized that it was gone, and I didn't remember using it. So I think we're pulling a kidney stone out of him or something, some kind of a stone. So not much left to do, you guys. Just fly over here and then start hitting this, because if you remember, we got interrupted before we were able to hit this once we rended his flesh. Just some QuickTime buttons to complete. And I have left out the sequence where you're in a little tunnel underground, and all you do is you hit one of the onyx shards and then go down to Hephaestus's. And I've cut that out, and it's not going to be included in the guide because it's so simple and brief. But the next video will be in Hephaestus' workshop, and we'll be killing him. We'll be getting a new weapon, and then going back to the workshop data. Not going back, but going there and going through Aphrodite's chamber. So just do these QuickTime events, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks everybody for watching, and take care now.